This is the Weekly Roundup here on EAC News Channel, your look back at the past week in the Kingdom of Wonder. A very good evening, I am Darshana Gochan. The newly appointed German ambassador to Cambodia, Stefan Anton Messerer, has told Prime Minister Hun Sen that Germany will continue to promote cooperation and relations between the two countries, which continue to grow closer together. The new German ambassador to Cambodia met with the Prime Minister on Monday morning, where he stated that he will work hard to help Cambodia on its journey to success during his tenure. In particular, he said he will do his best to encourage more German investment in Cambodia. Ambassador Messerer praised the Cambodian Prime Minister's stance in opposing Russia's invasion of Ukraine and said he also highly appreciated the Prime Minister's decision to help find solutions to the ongoing crisis in Myanmar. In response, Prime Minister Hun Sen thanked the German government and people for helping Cambodia. He said, "All of Cambodia's success and development cannot be separated from German aid. In particular, German aid has helped Cambodia prevent COVID-19. In response to the ambassador's assessment of the problems in Russia and Ukraine, the Prime Minister said that the imposition of sanctions on Russia not only affects Russia and Europe, but also the whole world, including Cambodia. The Prime Minister said that there should therefore be a review of this matter. Regarding the ongoing crisis in Myanmar, the Prime Minister said that all countries are working hard to seek peace for the people of Myanmar, the region, and the world. He emphasized that the purpose of Cambodia's visit to Myanmar were to end the fighting, provide humanitarian assistance to the people, and promote political dialogue. However, the Prime Minister acknowledged that political dialogue has not yet been successfully achieved, and ASEAN member countries must continue their efforts in earnest. Prime Minister Hun Sen made some recommendations to promote the progress of the Cambodian Scout movement during the closing ceremony of the 4th National Scout General Assembly of Cambodia 2022 to 2027 on Monday afternoon at the Institute of Technology of Cambodia. EAC News reporter Dekanin has further details.
The Prime Minister advised all public and private institutions that have not yet established a Scout movement to cooperate with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports to build senior Scouts in their respective units. The Prime Minister said that any educational institution that has not yet formed a Scout group should organize one.
ពួកគ្រឹះស្ថានសិក្សាទាំងអស់ជាពិសេសទាំងរដ្ឋទាំងឯកជនយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ទៅលើការបង្កើតនៅក្រុមកែរិទ្ធ ហើយខ្ញុំក៏សូមអំពាវនាវថាប្រសិនបើនៅតាមសាលាណាដែលមិនតាន់មានឬក៏មានតិចតួចក៏ប៉ុន្តែខ្វះឯកសណ្ឋានដោយសារតែពុំមានថវិកាអតីតសាលានោះគួរតែត្រូវជួយឧបត្ថម្ភព្រោះឥឡូវនេះគ្រាន់តែអ្នកដែលចេញពីសាលាមកធ្វើការរាប់ម៉ឺននាក់ដែលមានប្រាក់ខែក្រនបើតែមានលទ្ធភាពចែកលេខ10កាផ្លេ20កាផ្លេ100កាផ្លេ200កាផ្លេទៅ
The Prime Minister instructed the 4th Mandate National Executive Committee of the Capital, Province, Municipality, District and Communes to continue promoting education and training of youth resources by supporting the Youth Scout movement and self-education programs to benefit the nation. The Prime Minister advised to increase cooperation with the World Organization of the Scout Movement in all national and regional Scout organizations to increase the efficiency of the exchange of Scout training programs and the implementation of Scout leadership skills in line with the regional and global levels. Prime Minister Hun Sen continues to encourage young Scouts with ability and qualifications to compete in regional and global Scout committees. At the same time, the National Scout Executive Council and Executive Committee must continue to develop long-term, medium-term, and short-term action plans. The Prime Minister has recommended the continued mobilization of Scouts at all levels to support National Scout activities throughout the country in order to continue strengthening the efficiency of the management structure and activities of the Cambodia Scouts. This includes establishing Senior Scout policies and programs and establishing Senior Scout groups to mobilize and control Scout forces across the country. In addition, the head of the royal government recommended continuing cooperation with ministries, institutions, the private sector, partner organizations, the World Organization of the Scout Movement, the National Scout Association in the region and the world to co-organize workshops, youth forums, cultural exchanges, training courses, and regional and global camps to enhance the prestige of Cambodia Scouts on the international stage. The Prime Minister also advised to continue inspiring Cambodia's Scout activities at all levels, seeking further funding and support, and establishing annual events with international Scout events. Dekanin, EAC News.
Prime Minister Hun Sen has told opposition groups to learn more in order to gain power in their next lives. EAC News reporter Dekanin has more.
The Prime Minister made a post on his official Facebook page responding to opposition groups that were saying that the removal of Weng Sakon from his post as the Minister of Agriculture was against the law. The Prime Minister instructed opposition groups to read Article 21, Chapter 2 of the Cambodian Constitution, which outlines the King's ability to terminate positions, and Article 20, Chapter 3 of the law on the organization and functioning of the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister wrote, "Due to a lack of knowledge, the opposition always end up in prison and flee the country, and then accuse me of being a dictator. They should learn more to achieve power in their next lives and not get too caught up in political games. This is my good intention for the group of idiots." Article 20, Chapter 3 of the law on the organization and functioning of the Council of Ministers also states that the King can terminate the position of any member of the royal government by royal decree upon receiving a proposal to do so from the Prime Minister. During the closing ceremony of the National Scout Conference of Cambodia on Monday afternoon at the Institute of Technology of Cambodia, Prime Minister Hun Sen once again verbally responded to the opposition party's accusations that the removal of Weng Sakon was unconstitutional by quoting Articles 20 and 21 of the Constitution of Cambodia.
គេចោទយើងថាយើងនឹងអាដករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីនឹងវាត្រូវហើយក៏ប៉ុន្តែវាខុសរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញតែរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញមាត្រាទី21គឺចង្អុលបង្ហាញថាព្រះមហាក្សត្រគឺទ្រង់នឹងឡាយប្រហោះលេខាដើម្បីបញ្ចប់មុខតំណែងឬតែងតាំងស្អីៗនោះសម្រាប់អង្គនីតិប្រណិប័តតាមសំណើគណៈរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីនិងសម្រាប់អង្គតុលាការតាមរយៈសំណើរបស់អាដាមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាចៅក្រម
The Prime Minister expressed outrage over the allegations made by the opposition.
វាថាលោកងួជាសមាជិកសភាបកស្រាយច្បាប់ខុសគឺវាជារឿងធម្មតាដល់ទៅពេលឯងវាចាត់ទុករឿងមិនធម្មតានៅពេលដែលយើងធ្វើសកម្មភាពមួយត្រូវតាមរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញត្រូវតាមច្បាប់វាថាយើងរំលោភលើមាត្រា119នៃរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញមាត្រា119ហ្នឹងនិយាយពីការតែងតាំងរដ្ឋាភិបាលទេអត់មែននិយាយពីរឿងដកទេសូមបញ្ជាក់មើលច្បាស់
The former Minister of Agriculture Weng Sakon was terminated from his position by the King of Cambodia on Saturday evening after the King accepted a proposal from Prime Minister Hun Sen. The Prime Minister immediately appointed the Minister of Economy and Finance, Deputy Prime Minister Onporn Manirawat, as the acting Minister of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, in addition to his current position, until the official appointment of the new Minister of Agriculture. Dekanin, EAC News.
The president of the Cambodian Red Cross, First Lady Bunrani Hun Sen, assigned the first Deputy Secretary General of the Cambodian Red Cross to lead a 5-member delegation to attend the 19th Annual Southeast Asia Red Cross Red Crescent Leadership Meeting held on 6th to 7th October in Brunei Darussalam. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
The meeting was chaired by the Secretary General of the Brunei Red Crescent Society, Sheikh Abdul Qadir Abdullah, the coordinating representative of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies in Bangkok, Catherine Clarkson, the Asian Pacific Regional Executive, Director Alexandra Matur, and the Head of Regional Delegation and the representative of the International Committee of the Red Cross, Omar Adair. The meeting was attended by leaders of the youth representative of 11 national associations in Southeast Asia and a total of 69 national associates. The meeting on the 6th of October focused on the joint statement of the Sea Youth Forum and the exchange of views with leaders of the National Association. This included examination of the progress of the implementation of the Bangkok Joint Statement, working together to strengthen national and international solidarity to prevent the spread of COVID-19, other infectious diseases, and to be ready to respond to other urgent challenges to save lives. Additionally, the meeting was set to implement a memorandum of understanding between the International Federation and the ASEAN on the situation of challenges of humanitarian operations in Myanmar. The 7th of October meeting focused on the key issues such as the discussion on the vision of first aid work in 2030, the progress made by the Sea Youth Network addressing the spread of HIV/AIDS in Asia, preventing the results of the Manila Declaration's 22 commitments and 13 goals, and discussing the progress of organising the 11th Asian Pacific Nationals Association Conference to be held in the third quarter of 2023. In addition, the Cambodian Red Cross will hand over the Bandar Seri Begawan Declaration to the host of the 20th Southeastern Asian National Association of Leaders meeting and the 2nd Southeast Asian Youth Forum in 2023. First Deputy Secretary General of the Red Cross, Man Nari Sopek, told reporters upon arrival of the Phnom Penh airport on the 8th of October that this is an annual meeting to review the progress of all associations and nationals of the ASEAN as a whole. She said, monitoring progress is about identifying what the current challenges are and discussing our progress to know how to solve those challenges. She emphasised that before the start of the meeting, that the leaders of the National Association of the Leaders established a youth forum from the 3rd to the 5th of October to provide opportunities for young people to make a joint statement about the achievements of youth over the past 3 years, and thus hold a productive discussions between the Youth Network and the National Association of Leaders. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
Real estate service company and investment firm CBRE has released its third quarter insights on the Cambodian property market. CBRE held a presentation for its third quarter insights at the Satapana Bank building in Phnom Penh on Thursday, 6th October. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis attended the Thursday event to learn what this year's third quarter had to offer.
CBRE Managing Director Lawrence Lennon and his team presented the company's insights on the 2022 third quarter property market in Cambodia and what we can be expected in the future. Lennon said that the market currently has mixed outlook. However, comparing quarter to quarter's insights, the situation is improving.
We have a mixed outlook, and that's just the reality of the context at the moment. We've got some headwinds coming in the global macroeconomy that I'm sure nobody is surprised to hear about. But on a Q-on-Q basis, things certainly are improving, I would say. When we're looking at office occupancy, for instance, we've seen a slight upward movement, which is actually a surprise, and it's very positive to see. This is very much on the back of the fact that landlords have been giving concessions, they've decreased rental rates, and people are taking up more space. So that is definitely a positive side effect of all of the changes that we've been seeing.
Speaking further with Lennon on the improvements that might be seen in the final quarter, he stated that the outlook is still mixed. However, this is not something that is just affecting Cambodia. It is rather impact seen in global economic level.
It's quite a mixed outlook, and that's just the state of the global economy as it is right now. Whether it's over in China or whether it's what's going on in the West, it all impacts us.
Lennon added that tourism is now becoming a major point of focus again in Cambodia, as the country has reopened its doors and made it easier for foreign tourists to enter. He mentioned that this quarter saw more hotels reopening as well as several new hotels being established. He said high-end hotels still have not reached full capacity in the country, but on the lower end, hotels are seeing a better rate of capacity with the return of backpackers. Siem Reap is also highlighted as a favourite designation for visitors with the most growth in the tourism market. Overall, however, Lennon clarified that tourism is still down by about 5 million people compared to 2019. CBRE's report also highlighted Bang Keng Kong as the hottest property district in Phnom Penh, followed by Sen Sok, Phu Quoc and Cham Kamon. Additionally, the office sector in Cambodia has grown from the second quarter with 64% centrally owned occupancy, and new launches still to come with the mixed-use developments. The retail market also saw 3 new malls launch, with K Mall in Dung Kor District, 60M Community Mall in Men Chai District, and the Chipmong 271 Mega Mall also in Men Chai District. The condominium sector saw no new launches or completions. The average retail quote was also dropped by 0.3%.
Thursday, the 6th of October, CBRE released their third quarter insights. where they let us know about the insight from the last quarter and into the future. Anthony Ellis, EAC News, Satapana Bank, Phnom Penh.
Prime Minister Hun Sen has stated that he filed a lawsuit against Sam Rainsy in France in order to seek justice for his own innocence, and as a result, he has now won that suit. Prime Minister Hun Sen remarked on this matter while speaking at the graduation ceremony for Phnom Penh International University students on Tuesday morning.
តើហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានអីបានជាតាមវាយអីដល់ទើហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានភាពស្អាតស្អំនៅទីនោះអត់មានចង់បានអីទេ
Announcing the French court's verdict to students and citizens watching the Tuesday morning broadcast, Prime Minister Hun Sen thanked the French court for giving him justice. 3 points made by the French court, which the Prime Minister highlighted, included the assertion that the Prime Minister was not behind Hoc Lundi's death and that Sam Rainsy did indeed defame the Prime Minister with no evidence to support his argument.
តែអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំបានឲ្យពិភពលោកទទួលយកតុលាការដែលគេទទួលស្គាល់ថាជាតុលាការយុត្តិធម៌ទទួលស្គាល់គឺនៅត្រង់ថាអ្នកឯងចោទខ្ញុំថាសម្លាប់តឡងខ្លួនឯងហកឡងនេះជាតឡងរបស់ខ្ញុំតឡងមិនមែនតឡងធម្មតាទៅទៀតអាបងយកបងអាប្អូនយកប្អូនវាបកគូនោះវាបកគូឥឡូវដៃចោទទៀតទៅបន្តទៀតទៅហើយប្រកាសពីជោគជ័យក្នុងចិត្តទៅ
On Monday night, opposition leader Sam Rainsy made a post on his Facebook page citing a statement from his lawyer that said he had been acquitted by a Paris court in connection to the Prime Minister's lawsuit. The cited letter read, "By declaring that Sam Rainsy is innocent, the French court solemnly acknowledged that Sam Rainsy's struggle was justified and that the court protected his right to freedom of expression." The Prime Minister read out this verdict and stated that Sam Rainsy's release was only due to the court's favor, because the Prime Minister led a country with rights while Sam Rainsy is only a citizen.
នៅក្នុងលក្ខខណ្ឌទាំងនេះការកាត់ទោសផ្នែកព្រហ្មទណ្ឌអាចប៉ះពាល់យ៉ាងចាក់ស្ដែងដល់វិសមមាត្រនៃសិទ្ធិសេរីភាពបញ្ចេញមតិរវាងដើមបណ្ដឹងនិងជនជាប់ចោទដែលត្រូវបានការពារដោយមាត្រា10នៃអនុសញ្ញាអឺរ៉ុបស្តីពីសិទ្ធិមនុស្សដូច្នេះសំរងស៊ីនឹងទទួលបានការអនុគ្រោះឲ្យរួចផុតពីបទចោទទាំងពីរប្រើពាក្យអនុគ្រោះលោកឯងបកស្រាយឆ្នះ
The Prime Minister said that Sam Rainsy's only success was not paying a single euro in damages that the Prime Minister had asked for, but the Prime Minister's success was proving his innocence, something which he had been waiting for since 2019. The Prime Minister added that he hopes that those who were fooled by Sam Rainsy can reconsider this case.
បើសិនជាខ្ញុំប្រព្រឹត្តមែននៅក្នុងការដែលគេនិយាយនេះគេមិនមែនឲ្យខ្ញុំរួចខ្លួនណាខ្ញុំនឹងត្រូវជាប់គុកអស់មួយជីវិតទៀតថែមទាំងត្រូវបង់ថ្លៃមេធាវីស្អីឲ្យអាចងចោតទៀតឲ្យចងចោតលោកឯងគិតមើលទៅអ្នកគ្រប់គ្រងនេះដែលជឿគិតមើលទៅនៅកន្លែងខ្ញុំត្រូវការភាពស្អាតស្អំតែប៉ុណ្ណឹងឥឡូវភាពស្អាតស្អំរបស់ខ្ញុំទទួលបានហើយ
Prime Minister Hun Sen also said that as a plaintiff, he would not be further appealing this case because he was satisfied with the final verdict, which stated that he was not guilty of what Sam Rainsy had alleged. However, the Prime Minister said he will welcome this opportunity if Sam Rainsy wishes to continue this case in the Court of Appeal. Political science professor Aim Sovanara has said that the case involving Prime Minister Hun Sen and Sam Rainsy, as they both presented it, shows the same result. The Prime Minister was acquitted and Sam Rainsy was acquitted as well. He expressed interest in the French court's ruling, which focused on respect for freedom of expression. Prime Minister Hun Sen and Thi Vichia's lawsuit against Sam Rainsy was filed in a court in Paris, France on 20th August 2019, where an investigative judge ruled to convict Sam Rainsy on public defamation charges against an individual on 8th June 2020. Prime Minister Hun Sen filed the lawsuit against Sam Rainsy because of a message he posted on his Facebook page and an interview he did with the Voice of America, where Rainsy accused the Prime Minister of being the mastermind behind the murder of Hoc Luân Đi and said that he had also ordered the killing of Chia Vichia, who was the leader of the Free Trade Union of Workers in Cambodia. Prime Minister Hun Sen, the 2022 ASEAN chair, has ordered 25 local companies to produce watches for the heads of government who will attend the ASEAN summit in November. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more details.
Speaking at the graduation ceremony for the students of Phnom Penh International University, Prime Minister Hun Sen said these watches are produced locally to show the world the development of Cambodia. The Prime Minister also confirmed that he will personally give the watches to each head of state, head of government and representatives of the international institution attending the ASEAN Summit in November.
យើងផលិតនាឡិការហូតដល់25គ្រឿងសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ដឹកនាំកំពូលនិងស្ថាប័នកំពូលផងដែរដាក់អាស៊ានមកប៉ុន្តែ made in Cambodia ផលិតនៅកម្ពុជាហើយគេដឹងថាខ្មែរបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះអាចផលិតបាននាឡិកាហើយខ្ញុំនឹងចែកជាកាដូជូនចំពោះប្រមុខរដ្ឋាភិបាលហើយថ្ងៃនោះខ្ញុំនឹងពាក់នាឡិកាម៉ាកអាស៊ានតែម្ដងដែលអាស៊ានធ្វើជាប្រចាំផ្ទះនេះទៅ
The Prime Minister said the watches will be made not only for the heads of state of the 10 Asian member countries, but will also be gifted to the other partners who participate in the summit.
យើងមានអាស៊ានតែ10ទេប៉ុន្តែយើងអញ្ជើញដៃគូច្រើនដៃគូក្រៅពីរដ្ឋដោយសារយើងធ្វើអា Global Dialogue ការកិច្ចសន្ទនាលើកទី2យើងបានអញ្ជើញតាំងពីប្រធានធនាគារពិភពលោកអគ្គនាយក IMF ប្រធានធនាគារ ADB អភិវឌ្ឍន៍អាស៊ីអគ្គនាយកអង្គការពាណិជ្ជកម្មពិភពលោកអគ្គនាយកអង្គការសុខភាពពិភពលោកប្រធានក្រុមប្រឹក្សាអឺរ៉ុបប្រធានអង្គការសហប្រតិបត្តិការសៀងហៃនិងប្រធានវេទិកាសេដ្ឋកិច្ចពិភពលោក
The 40th and the 41st ASEAN Summits are related summits will be held from the 10th to the 13th of November 2022 in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
The Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee organized a full-day regional workshop on Tuesday at the Himawari Hotel, with the participation of officials representing the royal government, the National Assembly, and the Senate. The CHRAC and other stakeholders discussed and provided input on the draft law for the organization and functioning of the National Human Rights Committee to ensure it is comprehensive, inclusive, and consistent with the Paris Agreement. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has further details.
The chairman of the Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee, Keo Remy, stated at the time when Cambodia is moving towards the establishment of an independent national human rights body in line with the Paris Agreement, all national human rights institutions will play an important role in promoting the protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms. He said this institution will only act as a bridge between the royal government and the national international civil society groups on human rights work. On the other hand, the establishment of the National Human Rights Institution is the testament of the royal government's commitment to the field of human rights and the fulfillment of international human rights obligations on behalf of Cambodia as a member of the United Nations. The Vice Chairman of the Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee and the Chairman of the Working Group of Drafting Law, Chia Chen Lee, stated that the draft law on the organisation and functioning of the National Human Rights Committee has actually been planned several times since 2007 but was postponed. Right before the outbreak of the COVID-19 in Cambodia, the royal government has decided to redraft the law as Cambodia moves towards the establishment of a human rights body to monitor and implement human rights nationally. According to Chichili, the draft law was finalised by the end of 2022. This draft law was made in consultation with the civil society organisation, government units, ministry departments, local authorities and citizens. Church and Lee emphasised that after receiving more legal input on Tuesday regional workshop, the Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee will submit the draft law and send to the Council of Ministries for further revision. He stated that in the future, the Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee will continue to consult with the legislative organisation, the Supreme Council of the Judiciary and the political parties to do not have a voice in the National Assembly to receive recommendations and suggestions to improve the draft law. Chich and Lee stated that this draft law has selection committee. However, all the prospective candidates must first be considered by the National Assembly, who will vet the candidates and select the most qualified. The head of the drafting team said, "We have not yet decided how many members to choose for the committee, but it can be from 5 to 10 people. In the Philippines, there are 5 to 6 members, and in Malaysia, there are only 5 to 6 members. Some of the countries also have more than 10 people." Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
The Lakaun Basak Festival 2022 is taking place at the Department of Visual Arts in Phnom Penh on the 3rd and 4th of October. This festival is organized by the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts to enhance and preserve this traditional art form under the theme, The Culture of Peace. Lakaun Basak troops from all across Cambodia are gathered in Phnom Penh for this 2-day festival, where they will perform and also compete for honorary classification. Lakaun Basak is a form of traditional Cambodian spoken and sung theater that was extremely popular in the past. It is still often performed at various festivals, in pagodas, as well as at villages. Our EAC News correspondent Teka Nin is at the festival right now, so we will touch base with her to see how everything is going and to also ask her a few questions. So we just have a couple questions that we want to ask you to kind of clarify the details of this festival. So how many days exactly is this competition and this festival overall?
So the performance and the competition itself are only for 2 days, today and tomorrow. Today, the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts came by and did her opening speech, and tomorrow she will come back to give awards to the winners and also to have a closing remark.
Okay, I see. And how long did the troops from across the country rehearse before actually coming to the finals here in Phnom Penh?
It actually varies. I asked a few team members. Some said that they only rehearsed for like 2 weeks, while some said that they performed over a month, while some said that they performed like weeks on end, but because they all had like full-time job before they go and rehearse like an hour or two after work. Therefore, it really varies from team to team.
I see. Okay. And just seeing today over there, how many people are in the audience? Do you think that there's a big number of people from the public, or is it mostly like the troops and their teams that are there?
So it's surprising to me, but I did see about 200 to 300 people who coming to watch the performance today. Perhaps there are mostly the team members and their families who came from the province with them. But there are some people who are from the public as well. And we're hoping that tomorrow there will be more people so that we can encourage this performing arts to keep going.
That's very true, Deka. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today and for answering our questions. The Minister of Culture gave her opening remarks at the festival and spoke of her appreciation of Lakaun Basak, recalling fond childhood memories of when she used to watch shows with her sibling. She praised the courage of the artists who joined this festival and said she hopes the next generation will help to preserve this art form. It is important to show support to the artists and lift their spirits up for working hard to preserve this precious cultural heritage.
អ្នកសិល្បករគ្រាន់តែគេបានគេទៅមើលផ្ទះដៃក៏គ្នានឹងអស់ចិត្តដែរសប្បាយចិត្តដែរចាអានឹងមិនទាន់គិតដល់រឿងថាការជួយឧបត្ថម្ភលុយកាក់ផងចាគ្រាន់តែមានការឧបត្ថម្ភត្រនឹងក៏គ្នាសប្បាយចិត្តដែរ
The minister went on to compare the Lakhon Basak art form to the Beijing Opera. She said it does not matter that smartphones are everywhere because people still go to concerts, so why should they not also attend theater? She gave the example of how people buy tickets a year in advance to go and see the Beijing Opera, and how China was able to maintain this cultural heritage and have it listed on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2010. The minister urged the Cambodian public to think about this and hoped that an event like the Lakhon Basak Festival would remind them of the importance of maintaining this important art form and cultural heritage.
យើងត្រូវរំលឹកជួយទាំងអស់គ្នាព្រោះគ្មានអ្នកណាអាចធ្វើអ្វីជាងខ្លួនយើងទេគ្មានអ្នកណាអាចថែវប្បធម៌ខ្មែរសិល្បៈខ្មែរជាងខ្មែរខ្លួនឯងទេកុំសង្ឃឹមថាមានអ្នកណាគេនឹងជួយផ្សព្វផ្សាយឲ្យយើងជាងខ្លួនយើង
The minister continued to say that there should be no more excuses when it comes to cultural heritage preservation. She hoped that this festival would create a long-lasting step for a better future in preservation. At the conclusion of the festival on 4th October, the troupe from Kaip came in first place and won the gold trophy, along with a cash prize of 10 million riel from the event organizer and an additional 3 million riel from philanthropists. The silver trophy went to the team from Kampong Cham province, who won a cash prize of 7 million riel from the event organizer and an additional 2 million riel from philanthropists. Finally, the bronze trophy was given to the troupe from Phnom Penh, winning a cash prize of 4 million riel and an additional 1 million riel from the philanthropists.
If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. the EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
The 17th Chamber of the Parish Judicial Court has issued a statement confirming the facts related to Prime Minister Hun Sen's lawsuit against Sam Rainsy. The court confirmed that it had ruled Sam Rainsy had indeed defamed the Prime Minister and therefore lost the case. In a press release issued on Tuesday, 11th October 2022, the Paris court confirmed that it deemed Sam Rainsy's allegations that Prime Minister Hun Sen was behind the helicopter crash causing Hoc Lundi's death as defamation. The statement read, "Allegations that Hun Sen was the mastermind behind two politically motivated assassinations and of having sought to conceal the circumstances is, by nature, detrimental to the honor and reputation of the civil party. They will therefore be considered as defamatory towards Hun Sen." The court added that Sam Rainsy's evidence and claims were too weak to be valid. The press release stated, "Thus, it was clearly judged that the accusations of Sam Rainsy were in no way substantiated and still less proven. Moreover, the court could not do otherwise than to qualify the factual basis alleged by the defendant as weak, where in law it must be sufficient. In reality, it is non-existent here." On Monday, 10th October, the 17th Chamber of the Paris Judicial Court ruled in favor of Prime Minister Hun Sen in a lawsuit filed against Sam Rainsy. The court ruled that Sam Rainsy's allegation that the 2008 helicopter crash that caused the death of the Prime Minister's former National Police Chief Hoc Lundi was defamatory. Speaking at the graduation ceremony for students of Phnom Penh International University on Tuesday morning, Prime Minister Hun Sen stated that he had filed the lawsuit against Sam Rainsy in France because he wanted to seek justice for his own innocence.
តើហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានអីបានជាតាមវាយអីដល់ទេហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានភាពស្អាតស្អំនៅទីនោះអត់មានចង់បានអីទេ
Prime Minister Hun Sen has stated that he filed a lawsuit against Sam Rainsy in France in order to seek justice for his own innocence, and as a result, he has now won that suit. Prime Minister Hun Sen remarked on this matter while speaking at the graduation ceremony for Phnom Penh International University students on Tuesday morning.
តើហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានអីបានជាតាមវាយអីដល់ទេហ៊ុនសែនចង់បានភាពស្អាតស្អំនៅទីនោះអត់មានចង់បានអីទេ
Announcing the French court's verdict to students and citizens watching the Tuesday morning broadcast, Prime Minister Hun Sen thanked the French court for giving him justice. 3 points made by the French court, which the Prime Minister highlighted, included the assertion that the Prime Minister was not behind Hoc Lundi's death and that Sam Rainsy did indeed defame the Prime Minister with no evidence to support his argument.
តែអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំបានឲ្យពិភពលោកទទួលយកតុលាការដែលគេទទួលស្គាល់ថាជាតុលាការយុត្តិធម៌ទទួលស្គាល់គឺនៅត្រង់ថាអ្នកឯងចោទខ្ញុំថាសម្លាប់តឡងខ្លួនឯងហកឡងនេះជាតឡងរបស់ខ្ញុំតឡងមិនមែនតឡងធម្មតាទៅទៀតអាបងយកបងអាប្អូនយកប្អូនវាបកគូនោះវាបកគូឥឡូវដៃចោតទៀតទៅបន្តទៀតទៅហើយប្រកាសពីជោគជ័យក្នុងចិត្តទៅ
On Monday night, opposition leader Sam Rainsy made a post on his Facebook page citing a statement from his lawyer that said he had been acquitted by a Paris court in connection to the Prime Minister's lawsuit. The cited letter read, By declaring that Sam Rainsy is innocent, the French court solemnly acknowledged that Sam Rainsy's struggle was justified and that the court protected his right to freedom of expression. The Prime Minister read out this verdict and stated that Sam Rainsy's release was only due to the court's favor, because the Prime Minister led a country with rights while Sam Rainsy is only a citizen.
នៅក្នុងលក្ខខណ្ឌទាំងនេះការកាត់ទោសផ្នែកព្រហ្មទណ្ឌអាចប៉ះពាល់យ៉ាងចាក់ស្ដែងដល់វិសមមាត្រនៃសិទ្ធិសេរីភាពបញ្ចេញមតិរវាងដើមបណ្ដឹងនិងជនជាប់ចោទដែលត្រូវបានការពារដោយមាត្រា10នៃអនុសញ្ញាអឺរ៉ុបស្តីពីសិទ្ធិមនុស្សដូច្នេះសំរងស៊ីនឹងទទួលបានការអនុគ្រោះឲ្យរួចផុតពីបទចោទទាំងពីរប្រើពាក្យអនុគ្រោះលោកឯងបកស្រាយឈ្នះ
The Prime Minister said that Sam Rainsy's only success was not paying a single euro in damages that the Prime Minister had asked for, but the Prime Minister's success was proving his innocence, something which he had been waiting for since 2019. The Prime Minister added that he hopes that those who were fooled by Sam Rainsy can reconsider this case.
បើសិនជាខ្ញុំប្រព្រឹត្តមែននៅក្នុងការដែលគេនិយាយនេះគេមិនមែនឲ្យខ្ញុំរួចខ្លួនណាខ្ញុំនឹងត្រូវជាប់គុកអស់មួយជីវិតទៀតថែមទាំងត្រូវបង់ថ្លៃមេធាវីស្អីឲ្យអាចុងចោតទៀតឲ្យចុងចោតលោកឯងគិតមើលទៅអ្នកគ្រប់គ្រងនេះដែលជឿគិតមើលទៅនៅកន្លែងខ្ញុំត្រូវការភាពស្អាតស្អំតែប៉ុណ្ណឹងឥឡូវភាពស្អាតស្អំរបស់ខ្ញុំទទួលបានហើយ
Prime Minister Hun Sen also said that as a plaintiff, he would not be further appealing this case because he was satisfied with the final verdict, which stated that he was not guilty of what Sam Rainsy had alleged. However, the Prime Minister said he will welcome this opportunity if Sam Rainsy wishes to continue this case in the Court of Appeal. Political science professor Ayam Sovanara has said that the case involving Prime Minister Hun Sen and Sam Rainsy, as they both presented it, shows the same result. The Prime Minister was acquitted and Sam Rainsy was acquitted as well. He expressed interest in the French court's ruling, which focused on respect for freedom of expression. Prime Minister Hun Sen and Di Vichia's lawsuit against Sam Rainsy was filed in a court in Paris, France on 20th August 2019, where an investigative judge ruled to convict Sam Rainsy on public defamation charges against an individual on 8th June 2020. Prime Minister Hun Sen filed the lawsuit against Sam Rainsy because of a message he posted on his Facebook page and an interview he did with the Voice of America, where Rainsy accused the Prime Minister of being the mastermind behind the murder of Hoc Lundi and said that he had also ordered the killing of Chia Vichia, who was the leader of the Free Trade Union of Workers in Cambodia. Prime Minister Hun Sen presided over the second ASEAN Women Leaders Summit, held under the theme Building a More Sustainable, Inclusive and Resilient Future, Unlocking Women's Entrepreneurship in ASEAN. EAC News reporter Dekka Nin has the story.
Prime Minister Hun Sen said that although women have made significant contributions to the economic potential of the ASEAN region, there are still some regional issues that have hindered the growth of women entrepreneurs, which requires attention and resolution. Addressing the opening ceremony of the second ASEAN Women Leaders Summit on Wednesday afternoon, Prime Minister Hun Sen said that economies of ASEAN countries are heavily dependent on small and medium enterprises led by women. In fact, in Cambodia, about 61% of women are the founders and managers of such enterprises. However, looking at the ASEAN region as a whole, women entrepreneurship in the region is facing other challenges, such as the overwhelming majority of the startup SMEs not yet being officially registered, thus making it difficult for the governments to identify them and provide the necessary support. To address these issues, the Prime Minister and current ASEAN chair outlined 4 initiatives to inspire women entrepreneurs and facilitate new opportunities and potential by promoting ecosystems that meet the needs of women entrepreneurs, including improving the legal side of things and the social norms that hinder the further investment of women in the economy. He also stressed the need to focus on human resource development through training of women and girls, especially in STEM education, promoting non-discriminatory financial and digital participation for women and girls, expanding their reach in the social protection system, implementing policy measures to support the welfare of families and the response to the care of the family and women's domestic work, as well as increasing public investment in care and social welfare services. The second ASEAN Women's Summit was held under the theme Building a More Sustainable, Inclusive and Resilient Future, Unlocking Women's Entrepreneurship in ASEAN, with the participation of many ASEAN leaders and partner countries, reflecting the association's commitment to unity and cooperation to promote women's entrepreneurship in the region. Dekanin, EAC News.
The Secretary of State and spokesperson of the Ministry of Labor and Vocational Training has confirmed that the royal government is establishing a working group to cooperate with countries that accept Cambodian migrant workers in order to facilitate the education of their children. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more details.
Speaking at a press conference on the achievements made by the Minister of Labour and Vocational Training over the past 5 years on Wednesday morning, Secretary of State Heng Suo confirmed that the ministry are considering the possibility of establishing a Khmer language school in overseas community, in addition to helping them attend general education schools.
ប្រទេសទាំងអស់នោះតែអាចនឹងអនុញ្ញាតឲ្យកូនចៅបងប្អូនពលកររបស់យើងចុះឈ្មោះចូលរៀនបានប៉ុន្តែរៀនជាភាសាគេជាអប់រំរបស់គេអញ្ចឹងបែរជាយើងត្រូវបង្កើតឲ្យមានការបង្រៀននៅភាសាខ្មែរផងដែរដើម្បីធ្វើម៉េចឲ្យកូនចៅបងប្អូនពលកររបស់យើងនៅទីនោះគឺថាបានចំណេះដឹងទូទៅផងហើយក៏មិនភ្លេចនៅភាសាកំណើតរបស់ខ្លួន
The Secretary of State of Ministry of Labour stated that in addition to this work, the ministry has also been cooperating with private sector in forming employment opportunities, educating citizens and youth, and providing information about the labour market to the citizens who wish to work abroad. In particular, the ministry is focusing in providing advice to help workers successfully find jobs. The ministry has compiled 520,000 pieces of job market information over the past 5 years, from 2017 to 2022, and the number of people registering with employment with the National Employment Agency has increased from more than 40,000 to more than 90,000 people, with more than 10,000 have been employed. According to the report by the Ministry of Labour, as of August of 2022, 1.3 million Cambodian workers were working abroad, most of them in Thailand, more than 1.2 million. More than 40,000 workers are also situated in Korea, while there are more than 20,000 in Malaysia, more than 10,000 in Japan, more than 8,000 in Singapore, nearly 2,000 in Hong Kong, and nearly 40 working in Saudi Arabia. According to the spokesman, in 2022, more than 1.3 million Cambodian migrant workers sent about $2.7 billion in remittance to their relatives in their hometowns. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
Many Facebook users have expressed surprise and concern about a noticeable drop in the number of their followers on their Facebook profiles. This has been an issue observed by so many people that Facebook has now come out and apologized to its users, saying that the company is currently working on fixing this problem. Facebook has not yet confirmed the cause for the drop in the number of followers. However, a Meta spokesperson has said that they are aware that some people are seeing inconsistent follower counts on their Facebook profiles and are working to get things back to normal as quickly as possible, apologizing for the inconvenience. On Wednesday morning, the most popular social media users in Cambodia with the largest numbers of followers shared screenshots of their follower counts, showing how they had suddenly dropped from before. Prime Minister Hun Sen stated that he has presented a letter to the King of Cambodia to appoint Veng Sakon as a minister attached to the Prime Minister after being removed from his post as the Minister of Agriculture. EAC News reporter Dekanin has more.
Speaking at the graduation ceremony for students of Phnom Penh International University on Tuesday morning, 11th of October, Prime Minister Hun Sen said that he does not abandon anyone, but he also needs those responsible for the agricultural sector to promote the sector's growth. Veng Sakon was terminated from his role as the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries by the King through a royal decree issued on Saturday evening, 8th of October 2022. In the meantime, the royal government has appointed the Minister of Economy and Finance, Deputy Prime Minister Onpon Manirawat, as the acting Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, in addition to his current position until the new Minister of Agriculture is officially appointed. After Veng Sakun was removed from his role, Prime Minister Hun Sen requested the President of the National Assembly, Heng Samrin, to hold a vote of confidence to appoint Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Dittina is the son of Supreme Court President Det Monti and is currently also a Secretary of State at the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Dekanin, EAC News.
Representatives of Toyota Cambodia have requested the Minister of Public Works and Transport to examine the possibility of cooperating with the Ministry of Economy and Finance to reduce import duties on hybrid cars, which will help reduce fuel consumption and emissions, as well as work towards achieving the goal of carbon neutrality by 2050. EAC News reporter Deka Nin has further details.
At a meeting on Tuesday at the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, the CEO of Toyota requested the ministry to examine the possibility of cooperating with the Ministry of Economy and Finance to reduce import duties on hybrid cars. He said that the purpose of this proposal is to encourage Cambodians to switch to driving hybrid vehicles to reduce fuel consumption and emissions, which will contribute to helping Cambodia achieve its goal of carbon neutrality by 2050. In response, the Minister of Public Works and Transport, Senior Minister Sun Chantol, said that support in easing import duties, especially in the case of the hybrid cars mentioned by Toyota, is possible only if the ministry requests to discuss this matter with the Ministry of Economy and Finance first. However, Senior Minister Sun Chantol welcomed and thanked Toyota for setting up a car assembly plant in Cambodia and contributing to the creation of jobs to reduce poverty and also promoting the automotive sector in Cambodia to a higher level. The senior minister also highlighted the efforts made to promote the widespread use of electric vehicles in Cambodia to reduce environmental pollution. These efforts include the installation of electric vehicle charging stations across the capital and the increased encouragement to the general public to switch to using electric vehicles while seeking cooperation with private companies to promote the installation of more charging stations across the country. Toyota Cambodia is the exclusive importer and distributor of all Toyota vehicles, spare parts, and services in the Kingdom of Cambodia. Since entering into operations in Cambodia in 1993, the company has opened 5 branches across the country and continues to constantly improve and provide quality products and services to customers. Dekanin, EAC News.
On Thursday morning, the Standing Committee of the National Assembly of the Kingdom of Cambodia convened a meeting to discuss and approve the proposal to hold a vote of confidence to appoint Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries at the National Assembly session on Friday. This meeting was convened at the invitation of the President of the National Assembly, Heng Samrin, at the National Assembly Standing Committee meeting hall. The meeting agreed to go forward with the proposal. Hence, on Friday, 14th October, the 8th session of the National Assembly of the 6th Legislature will convene at 8 a.m. and will include in its agenda a vote of confidence on the appointment of Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, replacing Veng Sakun. On 8th October, Prime Minister Hun Sen requested the President of the National Assembly to hold a vote of confidence to appoint Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture. Dittina is the son of Supreme Court President Det Monti and is currently also a Secretary of State at the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Around 150 families affected by the Stung Prek Tanaut flood in Phnom Penh's Kambol district received humanitarian donations on Thursday from the Cambodian Red Cross, including rice, food items, and other supplies. EAC News reporter Dekanin has the details.
On Thursday, 13th of October, the First Deputy Secretary General of the Cambodian Red Cross, Maineri Sauphe, together with the Executive Committee of the Cambodian Red Cross in Phnom Penh and the Cambodian Red Cross sub-branch in Dong Cao district, visited and brought humanitarian donations to 150 families affected by the Prek Tanaut River floods on behalf of the Cambodian Red Cross President, First Lady Burnani Honsain. The 150 affected families came from 6 out of 12 communes in Dong Cao district, Phnom Penh, to a safe place in Wat Ratana Takche, Kampong Kadal, to receive the donations. The humanitarian donations received by the victims include 25 kilograms of rice, 1 box of noodles, 10 cans of sardines, 6 bottles of soy sauce, 1 kit including a sarong, mosquito net, blanket, scarf, and t-shirt, 1 bottle of soap, 1 bottle of hand sanitizer, and 20,000 real, which is around $5. First Deputy Secretary General Mainiri Saupea expressed her pleasure to distribute the donations to the affected families living along Breakdown River who were hit by flash floods last month. She recalled how in October 2020, the Cambodian Red Cross President First Lady Bunrani Hun Sen had also come to visit the victims in person. She said, "Today, even though First Lady Bunrani Hun Sen did not come here directly, she is always thinking of you, especially during the flood season when it rains heavily every year." At the same time, the First Lady always sends her greetings and sympathies and has assigned her subordinates to perform their duties immediately and bring donations to alleviate the difficulties faced by the people. Mainiri Saupea also brought an appeal message from the First Lady asking the people to be careful about drowning during this season, especially looking after children and the elderly and watching out for the presence of dangerous animals. She further emphasized the importance of taking good care of one's health and hygiene and urged all families to only drink boiled water to ensure that it is clean and to prevent the spread of waterborne diseases. Additionally, she said that when the water recedes, the families should thoroughly clean their homes and the surrounding environment, continue to do business to restore the family economy, and also be careful of traffic accidents that occur every day. Dekanin, EAC News.
Prime Minister Hun Sen has thanked the attending delegation at the 28th ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community Council meeting for coming to attend this event in person here in Phnom Penh. EAC News reporter Dekanin has more.
On Thursday morning, Prime Minister Hun Sen, the 2022 ASEAN chairman, welcomed and thanked the entire ASEAN delegation for attending the Socio-Cultural Community meeting in person at the Soka Hotel in Phnom Penh. The ASEAN chair remarked that the pillars of ASEAN are divided into three parts. Prime Minister Hun Sen said that these three pillars are very important, and in this regard, he encouraged the entire attending delegation to increase efforts to strengthen cooperation and make the process of today's socio-cultural community meeting more fruitful. Dekanin, EAC News.
Prime Minister Hun Sen, the 2022 ASEAN chairman, has reiterated the initiative to establish a framework for the ASEAN Green Agreement, which will significantly contribute to orienting ASEAN towards a green future of sustainability and economic competitiveness. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the 28th ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community Council meeting on Thursday, Prime Minister Hun Sen said that achieving sustainable socio-economic development is inseparable from proactively addressing the threats and effects of climate change. He cited the recent example of when the ASEAN region was devastated by a typhoon that damaged the economy and claimed many lives. In this regard, the Prime Minister urged for a reconsideration of the ASEAN Green Agreement framework, which will significantly contribute to helping ASEAN orient towards a sustainable green future while maintaining competitiveness. Previously, at the opening ceremony of the 54th ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting and related meetings on 14 September 2022, Prime Minister Hun Sen had also urged ASEAN to consider initiating the ASEAN Green Deal framework. The Prime Minister has raised this matter in light of the current regional and global situation, where ASEAN and the whole world are grappling with the effects of climate change and still aiming to achieve the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. He believes that the ASEAN Green Agreement will allow the ASEAN region to gradually transform itself into a green future that is sustainable, efficient, resource efficient, resilient, and economically competitive. The Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications has announced that it will soon stop selling and distributing COVID-19 rapid test kits to ministries, institutions, companies, enterprises, factories, private hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, sub-pharmacies, distribution agents, and the general public. This announcement comes as the presence of COVID-19 in Cambodia has been seen to be on a decline. Following a major outbreak of COVID-19 in 2021, the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications began importing COVID-19 rapid test kits and distributing them to institutions, ministries, pharmacies, and the public, starting from 1 July 2021. Test kits purchased from the ministry were strictly prohibited for further resale and distribution. The Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications has sold COVID-19 rapid antigen test kits made in South Korea and in China, with the kits made in South Korea costing $3.7 per box containing 25 tests, and the kits made from China costing $2 per box with 20 tests. Rapid test kits have been sold at pharmacies costing between 6,000 to 8,000 Riel per test, depending on the type and quality. It should be noted that 4 types of COVID-19 rapid test kits have been approved by the Ministry of Health in Cambodia, including the Abbott PanBio COVID-19 rapid test device, the Roche SARS-CoV-2 rapid antigen test, the Standard Q COVID-19 AG test, and the Indicade COVID-19 rapid antigen test. Even as the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications will soon stop selling rapid test kits, it will continue to distribute Molnupiravir or Molnupiravir capsules at 200 milligrams for the treatment of COVID-19 at post offices in every province. On Saturday, 8th October, Malaysian Ambassador Datuk Eldin Husseini celebrated Malaysian Family Day at the Malaysian Embassy in Phnom Penh with fellow Malaysian, Cambodian, and foreign dignitaries, including a senior minister, several ambassadors, members of the diplomatic community, and notable business owners. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis attended the event to take part in the celebrations and to also chat with some of the distinguished guests.
The Malaysian Embassy in Cambodia celebrated Hari Keluarga Malaysia, or Malaysia Family Day, with over 400 guests in attendance. The event featured traditional dance performers, an array of Malaysian cuisine, a fashion show, face painting for children, and several different booths selling items featuring different activities. Malaysian Ambassador Datuk Eldin said that he thoroughly enjoyed the event and was happy with the atmosphere was so celebratory.
Wow, I really enjoyed myself, and I hope everyone here who comes to the event enjoyed themselves. We had a lot of events and varieties of people came. I'm very happy.
He spoke about the close relationship he had with other ambassadors in Cambodia, some of whom he said even refers to as brother or sister, and said that he was very happy that they come to celebrate his special day.
Yeah, we always practice this brotherhood with among the ambassadors, and of course with the brand of what we are carrying with Malaysian family, Keluarga Malaysia, we try to extend it to all ambassadors. So we call our fellow ambassadors brothers and sisters. This is how Malaysia. This is what we call Malaysia style. You know, we just like to have fun, and we just like to say to the world that it's better to have peace.
In midst of all the dancing and celebrations, the Senior Minister of Islamic Affairs said he was glad to be attending this event and was also very pleased with the relationship between the Malaysian and Cambodian communities, especially with the Muslim communities of both countries.
I'm happy because, it's Malaysia and Cambodia, and also it's for the Muslim community here, because I'm also from the Malay Champa. So that is we are like brother, close brother with Malaysia. So that I'm happy today I come to join together with the Malaysian people here.
Several ambassadors to Cambodia also expressed their similar sentiments of happiness and said they had a close relationship with the Malaysian ambassador.
This is a great honor and privilege to the ambassador of Malaysia. His Excellency is my good friend. I would like to express my gratitude for congratulate to the ambassador and the people of Malaysia.
It's wonderful to be here. Ambassador has invited us to attend Family Day. We're delighted to celebrate Malaysia's National Day. The United States and Malaysia have a very good, close relationship. And ASEAN is very important to the United States. So delighted to be here and support the ambassador.
I'm always happy to get invited because this is basically a true showcase of what Malaysians are really about. A good time for me to mingle with friends and to establish new friendship and to enjoy the Malaysian delicacies, basically.
A few ambassadors also politely remarked on the being stationed in Cambodia.
Cambodia is extraordinary, especially Samdech to Prime Minister. This is my first mission in Cambodia. I'm so lucky and I'm proud. Cambodian people are very friendly.
I'm actually Brunei ambassador here in Cambodia for the last 8 years. I loved it here, and this is such a friendly country, and we have a very close relationship with the country. As being part of ASEAN, we're basically a family.
Overall, it was a fantastic day at the Malaysian Embassy, full of entertainment and delicious food for all the families and guests to enjoy. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
During the Malaysian Family Day event held at the Embassy of Malaysia on 8th October, many Malaysian businesses in Cambodia expressed their gratitude to the Cambodian people for their support and also showcased what they had to offer in the kingdom. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis attended the event and spoke with a number of Malaysian businesses about what they are doing in Cambodia.
The Malaysian Embassy celebrated Malaysian Family Day on Saturday the 8th of October with over 400 people in attendance. Guests had a chance to enjoy delicious Malaysian food with traditional Malaysian dances and were even able to witness the Malaysian ambassador get up on stage himself to give everyone impromptu song and dance performance.
Today is actually for us to celebrate Malaysia Day together with the National Day, and also to celebrate Malaysia-Cambodia Day on bilateral relation. So it's all in one package. It's just to celebrate what we have right now with our fellow Malaysians here, together with our friends from all over the world.
There were plenty of traditional food stalls for everyone to try local Malaysian cuisine, booths for face painting and henna painting, and some game booths to win prizes as well. Many Malaysian businesses based in Cambodia had also set up booths to promote their products and services. Touring Malaysia had a booth promoting visits to Malaysia. Intercare Medical Centre and Olympia Media Hub were offering free health checkups for everyone, and Nim Kong Wing University, which has a campus in Cambodia, had staff answering queries about the courses and education university offices. Malaysian Ambassador Dr. Udin had previously mentioned during his interview with EAC News that there was currently close to 6,000 Malaysians living and working in Cambodia, along with around 500 Malaysian businesses established in Kingdom.
We are coming close to 6,000 people, Malaysian living and working in Cambodia. We are reaching up to 500 Malaysian companies.
Speaking with Director Bullet at the Lim Kong Wing University booth, he shared that the Cambodian University branch offers different courses all taught by foreign professors, helping to strengthen students' command of English language, both in conversational and professionalism level. He said this experience will help students find work anywhere in the world.
We are a Malaysian university, but we are located in Phnom Penh, the branch in Cambodia that is developing a lot according to the needs. Actually, as you can see in Cambodia, architecture is booming, and we are the response of the needs of the community. We are offering our based on creativity and design. So let me tell you, interior architecture, fashion design, professional design, software engineering, and business. All our lessons are in English. So that's the reason why we are an international school, international university. We have teachers coming from about 16 countries. This helps our students not only improve their conversation English, but their technical English, what allows them later to work no matter where in the world.
At the booth of the Olympia Medical Hub, the Sales Marketing and Communications Manager, Mary Clavel, shared the different services offered by the Intercare Medical Centre located in the Olympia Medical Hub building.
We provide various services, medical services such as general practice or health consultations, checkup, and at the same time we have our own imaging center, but we operate from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Clavel stated that the medical centre had both local and international doctors and is currently developing an operating theatre. She added that in a couple of months' time, the centre will be opening new maternity and inpatient departments and also considering new oncology, ICU and cardio units. Malaysian clothing brand Craftiness supplied the outfits that the models wore for the fashion parade, as well as the dress worn by event MC Tanya Hodges. Speaking with Craftiness manager Nur Afira Natasha Binti Mohammed Ansur, she explained that they designed these outfits exclusive for the Malaysian Family Day event, and all the outfits were also designed to be a one-size-fits-all.
We did a fashion show, emphasizing on the kaftan batik that we made exclusively for this event. Kaftan is honored to supply kaftan for MC today. She's look lovely today, okay. And this one, what makes us different is that we have one size that fits all. So can fit from petite to plus size. It caters non-Malays, so not a Malay. We cater that as well so that they won't feel like our clothes is not based on religion and also race. So it's diversity.
With over 400 guests having attended, Malaysian Ambassador Datuk Aidin expressed great pleasure over the huge success of the event, saying that it was a great opportunity for everyone to get to know one another better. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
Diktina has been officially appointed by the King of Cambodia as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, following a unanimous vote of confidence from all 111 members of the National Assembly on Friday morning. The royal decree was signed on Friday, 14th October 2022, stating that His Majesty the King of Cambodia has ordered for the appointment of Diktina as the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. The decree also states that Prime Minister Hun Sen must be in charge of the implementation of this role from the date of signing. On Friday morning, during the 8th session of the National Assembly of the 6th Legislature, the National Assembly proceeded with a vote of confidence to appoint the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, which was announced by the President of the National Assembly, Heng Samrin. Prime Minister Hun Sen also attended the session and gave a short speech before the vote took place. Voting went forward with a secret ballot, with a total of 111 members voting either in favor, against, or to abstain. After all votes were counted, the results showed that all 111 members of the National Assembly had unanimously voted in favor of appointing Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Previously, on 8th October, Prime Minister Hun Sen requested the President of the National Assembly to hold a vote of confidence to appoint Dittina as the new Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, replacing Veng Sakon, who was removed from his position by the King after accepting a proposal of removal from the Prime Minister. Dittina is the son of Supreme Court President Dit Monty and has also been a Secretary of State at the Ministry of Mines and Energy since 2014. Authorities found and retrieved 3 more dead bodies today after a ferry boat sank in Luk Daik district of Kandal province on Thursday evening. As of 12:30 p.m. on Friday afternoon, 4 survivors have been rescued and sent to the hospital, and 9 dead bodies have been found and 2 more are still missing. Most of the victims in the sunken ferry disaster are students between the ages of 12 and 16. 9 of the 15 victims were students from Hun Sen High School in Kampong Phnom Commune, among which 5 have been found dead, 3 were rescued, and 1 is still missing. The 6 remaining students were from Hun Sen Primary School in Koh Cham Raun village, among which 4 were killed, 1 was found alive, and 1 is still missing. Authorities are currently searching for 2 more students, one 14-year-old boy from Hun Sen High School in Kampong Phnom Commune and one 12-year-old girl from Hun Sen Koh Cham Raun Primary School. The boat sunk around 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, carrying 15 students who had been returning home after attending an English class. Kandal Provincial Police believe that the tragedy occurred because the boat was being driven at a high speed without caution and because it was overloaded with passengers. Additionally, the boat was not equipped with lifebuoys for safety. Prime Minister Hun Sen has sent a message expressing his deepest condolences to the families of the victims who passed away in this tragic ferry accident. He has instructed authorities to continue searching for the missing victims and has also advised citizens living along the river to be very careful when the water rises and flooding occurs. An Interior Ministry spokesperson announced that the revenue collected by one-window service offices across the 25 capitals and provinces of Cambodia until July 2022 has amounted to more than $75 million. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
The report given by the Ministry of Interior shows that of $75 million total collected as the July 2022 district-level one-window service officers contributed nearly $20 million. At present, there are one-window service offices across all 25 provinces of Cambodia, with 204 offices nationwide. Ministry of Interior spokesman Keo Sopek stated that the one-window service office is a mechanism that is created to provide closer, more convenient and transparent services to citizens. He said, whatever the people want to do, they can come to the one-window service office to get done. They just need to pay the service fee as stated. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
The royal government of Cambodia has decided to allow existing right-hand drive car owners in Cambodia to register and pay their taxes and duties until 31st December 2022. According to an announcement released by the General Department of Customs and Excise on Thursday, if owners of right-hand drive vehicles still have not paid their taxes by the new 31st December deadline, customs authorities will be forced to confiscate or dismantle their vehicles into spare parts under the laws and regulations in force without further extension. The department has reminded all owners of right-hand drive vehicles to hurry and pay their taxes and duties if they have not already, in order to avoid facing a crackdown and having their vehicles seized by the competent customs officials. The Director General of the General Department of Customs and Excise, Kun Nyam, said during a press conference on the results of the tax collection in Cambodia on 5th October that the department had requested the royal government to extend the deadline for tax payment, which was previously set for 8th October 2022. He added that the department made this proposal to the royal government because it understood the hardships faced by right-hand drive car owners who have lost much of their business during the rainy season. He said, "It is the rainy season, as we all know, and land construction is declining. Businesses have a hard time paying off their taxes." The General Department of Customs and Excise particularly noted on this matter because most of the right-hand drive vehicles in Cambodia are trucks which transport soil, gravel, and sand for construction. During a meeting with the delegation of the ASEAN Paragames on 6 July 2022, Prime Minister Hun Sen announced his decision to allow existing right-hand drive vehicles in Cambodia to remain as they are and not have to change their steering direction to the left-hand side. However, he stressed that all right-hand drive vehicle owners must still go and pay their taxes. Separately, the Prime Minister clarified that any newly imported right-hand drive vehicles will be confiscated. From 2018 to 2022, 50 foreigners have renounced their previous citizenships to become Cambodian citizens. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more details.
Speaking at a press conference held at the Council of Ministers on Friday morning, Interior Minister spokesman Keo Sopek clarified those who gave up their respective citizenships did so because of the law in their respective countries. The spokesperson presented a report from the Ministry of Interior which stated that in the first 9 months of 2022, 4 people gave up their previous citizenships to become citizens of Cambodia. In 2021, there were 19 foreigners who did the same, while in 2020 there were 11, none in 2019 and 16 in 2018. The spokesman added that this naturalisation process gives the foreigners the same rights as the Cambodian people and clarified that most applicants have been big investors in the country. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
Thank you for watching the Weekly Roundup here on EAC News Channel. For more breaking news and updates, you can check out our website, eacnews.asia, or search EAC News on Telegram, Smart TV, or at your favorite app store. More from the EAC News team on Monday night at 8 p.m. We will see you then.